What's up, everybody? Welcome to your one-stop shop for everything you need to know in the MMO universe, MMO-Play Dailies. I am the Higgs. Let's jump into some news. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to get back into Elder Scrolls Online. So Elder Scrolls Online for me was one of those games that right up until it came out, I was super excited about it. I got it. I dropped maybe a solid month of everyday playtime into it, and I haven't touched it since. Not saying it's bad, it just didn't particularly snag my interest and keep it. But all that might be about to change with patch 6. In this patch, you're allowed to do something that you can do in Bethesda games in general: be a bastard. You know those great like Fallout moments or Skyrim moments when you've got that choice: am I going to steal this item? Am I going to kill this person? Am I going to go for the easy evil way or the harder good way? Well, if you're like me, the choice was almost always evil. And the developers have in ESO patch 6 included a lot of ways for you to follow the evil path if that's your inclination. So many, in fact, that the game's rating has been bumped up to 18+. What does that mean? It's time to kill everyone. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. I know that just betrays the fact that at my core I am inherently a bad human being, but I love the villains in MMOs. I'm always more attracted to the villains. And so now having the opportunity to be one of those villains, to do whatever you want, cause all kinds of mayhem, kill, murder, burn down towns. I don't know if you're gonna be able to burn stuff down, but if you could, I would. It just makes the prospect of going back to ESO tantalizing. I just like the idea that the gameplay might go from something like this. Hello, sir. Welcome to my tavern. Might I offer you fresh food and drink, nourishment from the cold world outside? Why, yes. Why not tell me about the events of the town while I drink this mead? Oh, it's a right scary place. Spiders in the hills. If you help me, I'll give you 25 gold. Why, yes, I think I will. To something more resembling this. If you could clear out them spiders, I'd give you 25 shiny pieces of gold. Offer me 25 pieces of gold, but I know you got 75 behind the counter, old man. I might need to go back to therapy. Well, Tribal Wars is doing something very cool with both learning their game and their reputation system. They're implementing a mentoring system in which veteran players of the game can help to train new players by sending them quests. If they're good mentors, they get a positive rating, and so far that rating is just sort of a pride point, but I can easily see how it could be turned into some sort of currency for something awesome down the road. I think this is really cool because it kills two birds with one stone. On the one hand, you get to show new players the sorts of quests they should be going down, help them with their progression, and you do it with an asset you already have, the veteran player. And on the other, you give veteran players something to do, something to spend all their knowledge on, as it were, to help out new people. And that whole process probably fosters a more positive community all around. So I think this is a really cool move for Tribal Wars. So I'm sure, as most of you know, Dota 2 now has a bunch of pay-to-win sort of things happening. I don't really have any news on this front, but I do want to point you guys toward a story in the links below. It's basically an analysis of what this is doing to the game. It's a great read. Check it out. Well, if you are playing Elite Dangerous and you have an Xbox One, I got a lot of good news for you. You may be able to combine those two things as early as this summer. We don't have an exact date for this yet, but it does look like, according to the game's creator, Phil Spencer, that this is definitely happening. Well, if you're planning on heading to PAX East, Guild Wars 2 is giving you another reason to check it out. They're going to have two playable demos for their first expansion, Heart of Thorns. The first is your PvE demo, the second's your PvP demo. So if you're a Guild Wars 2 superfan or heading to PAX anyways, be sure to check that out. Now we got some dirt. I have a love-hate relationship with the companies that make MMOs, like I think a lot of MMO gamers do. On the one hand, you appreciate the product, maybe you're emotionally invested in the storylines, you've spent a lot of time with these people, the innovation, etc, etc, etc. There's a lot of respect. On the other, you can get frustrated with the way things are going and sometimes want to pick things apart, and maybe you don't like the newest update, or maybe an update you think completely breaks the game. We've all gone through these experiences, this back and forth with MMOs. That's why I think when something gives us a little bit of clarity into what the world in these companies is actually like, it's something we should all have a look at. Well, a former Lord of the Rings online developer has done just that, giving us a little window into the world in a multi-page thread in which this developer lays all sorts of criticisms on that game and the company that made it. There are all kinds of cool, interesting facts happening in this thread. One that I really liked was finding out that the game only had 85,000 active subscribers before it went free to play. But beyond just those like interesting factoids, what I really liked about it was it just gives you a little window into the psychology of these developers after stuff has gone wrong. And for me, it kind of makes me appreciate these companies even a little bit more, even though I'm not necessarily sure that was the intention. I think part of that is because the developers like, look, in spite of all this stuff that went wrong, the atmosphere was great and I really liked being there. And I've got to think, if I was on a team that was developing an MMO, even if the thing went wrong and there were a lot of decisions made that shouldn't have been made, you're still on a team that's developing an MMO. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know. What do you think? Leave a comment below. The question is, to be involved in an MMO production team, would you do it if someone offered it to you today, assuming you had the skills, knowing that it was going to end badly, that the game was going to be released and out in the world, but it was ultimately going to go the route of free to play and not that many players? Would you go through all that pain and strife and stress just to say that you had been a part of a team that put something new and unique out into the world, an MMO that people could feasibly play for years and enjoy for years? And that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please do check back tomorrow for another episode. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave all these comments below. I love hearing what you guys think. I've been the Higgs from MMO-Play.com, and I'll see you tomorrow.